Hello, I'm Ryan. This is Let's Roleplay channel news for April 25th, 2021. Alright, so this will be a bit of a big day for me and my channel. There's been a lot of things that I've done to make changes here. I wish I slept better. Enough sleep for this. So there'll be a video playing within this one, and you'll understand by the time it starts. So, it's about memberships. Yes. This will be the main focus of this video. The Q&A will be coming after this one. Okay, so just to get this out of the way, Ralof Stormcloak, you were the latest casualty of the remove all comments thing that YouTube has been doing to my channel. There's been a lot of censorship in the last few years on social media, and YouTube, I think, lagged behind some of it, but now it's starting to catch up. People have told me they think that that's the reason why their comments were deleted. But I have to say, do not ever put your account / channel on hide, because that will delete all your comments. I hope that's not what people are doing. I don't know what you're doing out there. It's never happened to me. It just happened to a few people on my channel now. So, they think it's censorship. It could be. I don't know. YouTube's not telling me. But I don't think that this will happen. This will be the case for much longer, because there's been a lot of, as far as I know, a lot of bipartisan support against censorship. More and more, it seems like people of any walk of life are being censored just for putting their thoughts and opinions on YouTube. And does that mean that that's what happened to these people on my channel? I don't know. Like I said, I talked to YouTube about this, and they just told me nonsense. They said it was me or the people deleting their own comments, but this is much more than that. This is every comment that they've ever made on my account, so on my channel, deleted, which could be hundreds of comments. So it's not just like they aren't deleted from YouTube. It's just that they've had their comments removed, and I couldn't find them. I did searches and I couldn't find them on YouTube. It's like they had a forced hide on their channel, because I even looked that up. What could be taking off all of your comments? Hiding your channel. Your channel is your account, whether you actually post videos or not. It's still your channel. Yeah, I know people, even YouTube uses it interchangeably. So I think, yeah, if you have like playlists, you basically, and you're showing it off to people, it doesn't matter if it's your own videos or somebody else's videos, it's still, that's your channel, this is the stuff you've liked, and people can come see it. So it's not just if you don't post your own videos up. So I don't know. The people seem to be able to come back though after a few months. It's happened. Wyatt, you've come back. You survived it, the purge. So if you want to put a comment, did you create a new account, or is this the same one? I don't know. Did you hide your channel? I have no idea. I'd like answers, and YouTube isn't giving them to me. So it seems to be happening to the people that post on my channel often, not the most. Something weird happened with the last two people, Ralof Stormcloak and Wyatt. Actually, it happened to you, both of you guys. It was from when I was responding on my phone that the loading symbol started. The loading symbol started and didn't stop. It just kept on cycling when I went to respond. So is there a bug that deletes everyone's comments when this happens? If you're responding with an Android phone? Or am I just trying to respond to somebody's comment that was removed at that point by YouTube? I don't know. But I'm no longer responding with my phone. It's been like that since Ralof Stormcloak was gone about a month back. I won't respond to my phone anymore. I'll look at the comments, but I won't respond anymore. So is there a bug that deletes everyone's comments when this happens? Or am I just trying to respond to a comment that YouTube removed? Honestly, it's just stupid and kind of frustrating. So another of my subscribers, like I just said, Wyatt, was not even able to link in a Funny Oblivion video to me just the other day. So if YouTube censorship is getting to this point, you can't do any commenting. It's ridiculous. Or linking videos, own YouTube videos. Somebody else's YouTube videos on YouTube, you can't link them within YouTube. That's whatever. It's just an Oblivion video. So I took one of Ralph Stormcloak's suggestions and added Discord. So at the moment, no one has joined yet because it's a tiny icon and easy to miss. It's in my wallpaper, whatever that's called. Yeah, I'm also fighting off another bug. You can believe it. These things come and go, especially when you have kids. They're always out there playing with other kids, and they just bring everything home. So I'll be fine. I'm taking cold effects. It seems to work with me. I just have to get a decent night's sleep. So I suggest everyone go there who likes to comment on my channel. Go to the Discord and join my server. It's a way to bypass censorship or whatever it is. If it's a nasty bug that's happening to YouTube, at least you'll always be able to be there. Whatever's happening to YouTube won't be able to affect you. So you come on Discord, leave comments, say hello, just whatever. Just do it, especially to you guys who like to post a lot of comments and have conversations with me. That way you'll always have a voice and you can never be silenced. So, all right, on to the good stuff. I'm really back into the game, so to speak, since I made my final Morrowind video. Why? Because I wasn't paying attention to my energy levels. They were dropping and dropping bad by 2021. So I do take vitamins and supplements to deal with my migraines and nausea. I've talked about this before in a previous news video. But my energy levels are another issue. So I was getting monthly B12 shots from my wife, who was a nurse. The doctor thought that monthly was a bit much, so she eased me to every 2 months for a year, which was in 2020. Things still seem to be going all right. But by the end of 2020, when I was out of that, and she didn't think I needed any more, yeah, it took a few months, but my energy levels just dropped, like, severely. So I did need it. I'm back to taking monthly shots now. I was at the point of making 2 videos, and then I'd be tired. It's like, then Morrowind was done, and I only required a final video to finish it up. Well, that video would take me hours and hours of work, and knowing that weekend morning, I went to see if there's any left of my B12 for the shots. There was about 0.6 of a mil, when a full mil is what I usually take. So I got my wife to drain the last of it into the needle, and she injected it. I went from working for 3 hours on average for the previous month to stopping because of fatigue, to going for a full 12 hours that day when I was making the final Morrowind video. There was a crap ton of editing in there. It took me for 12 hours, literally. It may have been 11 and a half to 12 hours, but it was a long, long day. And with that shot, I was able to do it the entire, so it was like night and day change for me. So I contacted the doctor, got her to give me more. I'm going to be taking them every month now. So back to monthly injections. I'm doing much better. Allowed me to work my butt off to get all the Oblivion mods together and start creating those videos. Oh, okay. So let's read the Elder Scrolls 6 article. I found it really interesting. So, allegedly verified, the Elder Scrolls 6 leak reveals release date, setting, and more. So I thought this was brand new. I'm not sure why it says 4/27/20 now. I swear, like, I saw this and this article was new. This is like a couple weeks back. But it seems new to me, so I'll read it. Key points. Bethesda Softworks has gone silent after it officially launched the Elder Scrolls 6 at the 2018 E3. The game studio, however, clarified that the Elder Scrolls 6 will be released after Starfield. I think we all know that. A new set of leaks about the Elder Scrolls 6 reveals the game's setting, transportation, settlement, and release details. Oh, this is really, really awesome stuff. So Bethesda Softworks announced Elder Scrolls 6. I already read that. With an official trailer. It doesn't show much, like a minute, and it shows mountains, and that's about it. Doesn't say a name or anything of the game. Following the launch of the highly weighted title, the game studio became silent, and the only thing that fans heard was that Elder Scrolls 6 would be released following the arrival of Starfield. However, new leak has given away the release window and several other fresh details about the game, granting that it is accurate. Well, the Elder Scrolls 6 latest leaks. comes from Segment Next, which spotted a post from an anonymous user on the Elder Scrolls fandom community. The leaker called the upcoming game The Elder Scrolls 6 Redfall. That's been out for a while, that leak name. And claims that it would be set in Hammerfell and High Rock 6 years following Skyrim events. While these locations were leaked earlier, it looks like this time the leaker has verified this with an NDA, non-disclosure agreement, to support the claim, the site reports. The Elder Scrolls 6 mode of transportation. Aside from the upcoming game's location, the leaker also reveals that the Elder Scrolls 6 players will do a lot of traveling. This is where it gets really juicy with all the details. I hope it's true. And it makes sense why it will be true as I get through it. A lot of traveling using ships. Additionally, these ships could be owned and customized by players. The Elder Scrolls 6 would also use Starfield's vehicle mechanics, claims a leak, and that's why I think that there's a better chance of this happening. You can own your own ship in the waters, and it's Iliac Bay. And it kind of makes sense why it won't just be one province, actually, if you're going to have a ship, because you're going to want to sail from place to place. So that's kind of exactly where Malcolm is from. I was afraid I'd have to do the Daggerfall remake with Skyrim, the Skyrim engine, to be able to see Daggerfall. Yeah, because I've never seen all that, and I wouldn't go back there. That's another funny story. I'll get to it after this. So the Elder Scrolls 6 would use Starfield's vehicle mechanics, claims a leak. In terms of the available size of the ship, the leak notes that it would range from a small rowboat up to a massive pirate ship that would necessitate several NPCs for different purposes. So it says fans believe the Elder Scrolls 6 is already in full production. I think it is. Like, these studios, it's not the same, by the way, it's not the same studio that did Fallout 76. It is Bethesda, but I just looked on Quora and they showed that it's about 1,000 or 1,100 miles difference between the two studios. The Bethesda is on the East Coast, and the other one is in northern Texas that made Fallout 76, or one of the states down there. Yeah, it's far away. It's Bethesda, but it's not the same studio. So they, even though they may have named it the same studio, which they're trying to do to get away with it, because I guess some games in the past have had, oh, this is our other studio, and yeah, they have made crappy games, so they just try to name it the same thing, so you think it's the same one. You go and buy it, the game, but it's not the same one. It's different, not different company, just different studio. So, in addition to the exciting details mentioned above, the anonymous leaker also claimed that the Elder Scrolls 6 would feature heavily populated settlements. Oh my gosh, I put in mods to make that. These places would share some of the routines and functionalities featured in Fallout and The Witcher, according to the post. The regions would be fighting each other, which, according to the leaker, is essential for Bethesda's ambition. The post notes that Bethesda Softworks will apparently be using the political scene to create some huge epic battle scenes with dozens, if not hundreds, of characters battling on screen in a real time as a way of utilizing next-generation hardware. The Bethesda Softworks would reportedly release the Elder Scrolls 6 in the late part of 2024. The leaker also claimed that the game studio would introduce an expansion pack following the game's release, which would be in an island territory approximate to Hammerfall, dubbed Stros Mackay. That's never been in as far as I know, in one of the games. Or it could be. There was that Redguard game that came out. Was it 98? They could have visited that. Stros Mackay. No, isn't Stros Mackay... What's those big, fat, underwater necromancer-type creatures? They've only been talked about. There's slodes. They're called slodes. Yeah, they're supposed to be nasty. They don't even care about their own. They kill their own children. They don't care about anybody. They're pretty nasty. They in the second era they introduced, was it I forget the name of the plague, but it killed half of everyone in Tamriel, and then they organized a huge fleet of ships and went after the Slodes. And not sure if they won the fight against the Slodes, but the Slodes sunk their own islands. So they can go underwater and be on top. Apparently they have cities underwater now. Or they did always, and they just would go onto the surface on their islands. So they sunk their own islands. I don't know if Stros Mackay is one of their islands that's still on the surface or what. Or if it's now a Redguard island that was taken over. But anyways, I believe that's true. I'd have to look it up to be sure. So there's so much lore in Elder Scrolls, it's easy to forget. I also I read something that said that Starfield's coming out this year. Maybe this isn't. I wonder. I wonder if this isn't what I was looking for. This is part of it, but I heard that because they did this with Fallout in 2015, where it was like June or July, and they announced a game that came out in November. So it wasn't like, yeah, we're making the games coming out. We expect it to be in 3 years. They stopped doing that, I believe. Now they're just saying, okay, the game's coming out in 5-6 months after we announce, after we show it at like E3 or whatever. So yeah, they did announce these games a long time ago, but yeah, they're coming. So it's Starfield maybe this year or next year. But either so, I plan to put it on my channel if I'm still working on it by then. Okay, so activity on my channel has literally doubled since Oblivion started, though the real monster on my channel is Morrowind, a good monster, soaking up nearly a third of all my watch time. Yeah. Also, I've sought out other places to advertise my videos, and they're bringing in more traffic to my channel just recently in the last month. The first Morrowind video is getting a lot of attention still, more so than any other time since its first month that I had it out, May of last year. Or was it April? April or May last year. So my channel is growing, again, slowly with subs since so many of the early subscribers unsubbed since I no longer create Project 1999 videos. I figure since I came back in 2020, around 300 of these people have left, and that is why the sub count has grown very little since then. But let's get on to memberships. What I have done is spend a fair bit of time getting this all together. This is a way for you to have perks on my channel and at the same time support me, the great but unknown role player of our time. My channel is growing, but also it has shrunk. And I mean dramatically since even the high point of last year. I'm now getting back to some point where it was, which means my channel really went low at the beginning of this year. My goal is to attain at least 100 Canadian per month by January of 2022. Now, that would pretty much get me to the highest point that I was ever on my channel. 100 a month isn't much. It's nothing. I would make more than that years back when I was still in construction in a day, like twice the amount. Yeah, and this is just a month. It's crazy how little I'm getting from my channel. So, where was I? Now that would put me in the highest point ever on my channel, which was March of 2016. I had 1,065 views in one day. That was the highest point, and I can even show that. I'll be showing that on my channel, the peak. That the most I've ever had in one day in the last year, April of 2020 to 2021, was about 395 views, and this was October of 2020. However, with Oblivion, my channel's peaked to 330, so it is slowly getting back up. So, here is the graph. So as you can see, here's a graph of my entire history of views for my channel. Ups and downs, but yeah, March of 2016 was the absolute peak. And it went down. I have no idea what it did to get that, like, super peak, whatever that was for that short period of time. And then it went down to its kind of new normal, and then severely dropped. Probably around the middle of 2016, when I stopped making videos. And then it was a slow decline. I had ups and downs all the way to some point in 2020. You can see, after the January 2020 point, you see it starts to go up again. That's when my activity on my channel went up. I started posting videos again, so people started watching again. And then at about the end of 2020, early 2021, you can see it did a bit of a nosedive, and now it's coming back again. Still not as high as the peak just alone in the last year, and I would like to at least get to there. And I'd like, oh god, if I could go back in time, I would have come back and continued on my channel, whether it killed me or not. I may have taken a month or two to recover from encephalitis, but that would have been it. I wouldn't have had this big drop. I would have continued going up. As you can see, it was going up. So unfortunately, but that's what happened. Now this is what I like to see. Morrowind, the first video, overtakes the character creation from Dragon Age 2. I have no idea why that is consistently at the top video that I have. A lot of people keep coming to look at it, but look at the view duration. It's like 1 minute 56 seconds. So a lot of people just watch it for like, what, 20 seconds, then then they click off. Yeah, well, Dunmer Returning Home has average of 628, which is not bad. And Oblivion, 901. That's, yeah, I've done some advertising, and wow, did I ever see it, especially on my first Morrowind video. It was dramatic. It more than doubled within a day, the views. Oh, it's been doing pretty good. So let's look at this. So this is what I mean. I mean, it was like average of 12, 13 views on a good day for Morrowind, the first video, Dunmer Return Home, and 35 views within 48 hours. Yeah, you can see the external views. 48%, so you know I've done something right. I'm pretty proud of this. And I'm going to start doing it to all my Oblivion videos, and I can already see I just did 2 today. I'll do 2 every day on where I'm advertising, and it's having quite the effect. So I really hate to say it, but if I cannot get my channel to go up in traffic and income, I don't think I can sustain this for much longer than this year. I treat this like a job, and I'd be making more money if I was begging out in the street, actually. On average, I'm making about 20 cents per video. It's that pathetic. This is ridiculous, and it's the only thing that I have to blame, because it's not really from my end. I put out good quality videos, though, I mean, some things could be better, but I am always trying to improve. It's YouTube. It's their algorithm. It's garbage. When I first made my Dragon Age Origin videos, I was a little miffed that there was this other channel, got 100,000 views within a few months of his Dragon Age Origins first video. He had terrible sound quality. He didn't even finish the game, whereas I went all the way to the end. And completely stopped posting videos on his channel at some point within, what, 2014, 2015? And I'm like, what the hell is this? Here I am. I had like 1,000 views on my video. The quality difference was pretty dramatic. I don't know what it is. You got to luck out with something that gets more attention through the algorithm for your channel. And I don't think that's not right. I mean, I can see big channels keeping good views, but for the little guys, and I knew this back in 2013. I heard the news. It kind of made me a little depressed that they are on purpose not trying to help the little guy. They go out of their ways to help the big guys. And the little guys, well, good luck if you can survive. That's just how they do it. And for people like me, personally, I think I should have a couple 100,000 subscribers. And I should have 20, 30, 40,000 views per average per video. That's where I feel I should be. If this was a sane world and YouTube wasn't ridiculous, then that's where it would be. So, okay. So please take a look at my membership video. It's coming up in a moment. And sign up if you can. I'm not forcing anyone to do so. There are 3 levels, and in US dollars, they go from $4.99, $9.99, and $19.99 per month. Each level gives a new perk. It's not just handing me money. You get something too. You get a new perk, and it'll be detailed in the video. As well as every level, you get the previous level's perks as well. I put a lot of time and thought into these, and I started working on them off and on a couple weeks back. So, now remember, you're getting perks from my channel, and you are supporting me to continue working on making more videos. Otherwise, what I'm doing cannot be sustained indefinitely. Hello, this is Ryan from Let's Roleplay. I have a join button on my channel page now. What does join do? Well, join allows you to become a member of my channel. As a member, you will join my growing force of role players with benefits on my channel and my channel alone. You'll be supporting me to continue making more videos. There are 3 levels. As an example, you'll be able to see my videos that are unpublished before their published time. On the higher level, you'll be able to take part in my characters' stories. Okay, let's start from lowest to highest. Now, these next 2 aren't even really the perks yet. That comes after. These first two are just the standard ones that everyone gets for joining channels on YouTube, but in this case, I have tailored them to fit in with my channel. Every member will get badges and emojis. While I've never been big on emojis, you can now use them in the chat to your heart's delight. I can add more and change the current ones as well if need be. In that area, I am open to feedback. Just type in :LRP for Let's Roleplay. But on the other hand, I do like badges, and I chose a very cool looking dragon head. Though, keep in mind, I'm not allowed to use anything copyrighted, so don't ask why I couldn't use the Septum Dragon symbol from the Elder Scrolls series. Otherwise, I probably would have used that one. Okay, so about the badges. Well, there are 6 levels. Not 6 levels of membership, but 6 levels of how long you've been a member. Which means there are 6 different colored dragon heads. The dragon head badges are laid out in typical RP style colors. As a new member, it's gray. After the first month, it is green. After 2 months, your badge is blue. After 6, it is purple. After 12 months, it's orange. And after 24 months, the color in which it looks best, black. Now to the actual perks that you get when you become a member. There are 3 levels to choose from: Apprentice, Adept, and Master. With Apprentice level, you are able to see any of my uploaded but unpublished videos early. I tend to like to get them up a week, or even up to 2 weeks ahead of time before they are published, but I'd say, on average, is a week. Now for the second level, the Adept level. You're not only getting the Apprentice level perk, but your name will be in a shoutout, with your YouTube or chosen name, and it will be displayed at the end of all my new videos. Now with Master level, you will get the Apprentice and Adept perks, but also, you will have a choice to take part in my character stories. Choose one game that I am currently publishing on my channel per month. Give me a fitting name, one that is within reason. It can be your real name, or a name you've created. But remember, it cannot be a joke name or something offensive. But most of all, it must fit into the game world. Tell me if you want me to change the name slightly to better fit its lore of the specific game. For example, my name is Ryan, and I can look this name up in the unofficial Elder Scrolls pages. Knowing that the actual name Ryan comes from the Irish, which is Celtic, and Bretons are a Celtic Anglo-Saxon French mix, I can just go take a look at the Breton names throughout all the games: Dunorion, Andorion, Tristorion. Though we don't have to go to such an extreme change, it can be something as simple as, I don't want any of those names, please find me a fitting name close to the one I chose. This can always be negotiated until you and I are satisfied. I'm pretty good at making this stuff up on the fly, so just let me know. Like, an example could be an ex-love, a character from his childhood, or adulthood, or a nemesis, an enemy, or even a family member. No personal pictures, please, unless it's really good. If you're into cosplay, and you have a really awesome picture of yourself, and that's the character you want to represent, or to represent the name and in the story, then I very well might include that too. Now keep in mind, this will all be within the intro of each video, or not each video, but 1 or 2 videos or 3 videos, however long it takes to describe this story as we go along. I know it's fully possible to mod in a character named Dunorion, who is the nemesis of Malcolm Montrose, who attacks him within the game, but no, I won't be taking it that far. I don't want to spend so much time working on mods to put within the game for the video's sake. Okay, so how often will I be able to do this for the master level? Well, it depends. How much did you want to add in? That's up to you, and you and I will be the gatekeeper when it comes to this, and the gatekeeper of quality control, of course. I want to keep a decent story going on. I will do my best to apply this to the character in an evolving story several times, even per month, even. If there's something interesting that you or I come up with, then we'll add it in. There are members-only community updates, and in there we'll be able to chat back and forth. That is also where I'll be able to post all the video links for the videos that come out ahead of time. So what happens if you don't become a member? Nothing. There's no changes. There are only benefits. Benefits to the members, and benefits to me because I get their support. So I hope I have convinced you of the merits of joining my channel and becoming a member. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Now, How can you become a member? How would that work if YouTube has been deleting comments? Well, there's a few things to go over here. I don't know, for one, exactly. It could very well not happen because you're a member here. What I found is that this seems to be a temporary ban, intentional or not. The first person it happened to was able to come back a couple of months later and make comments again. But I'm saying all this to you to let you know the full situation. For the most part, supporting me is the most important thing to do here, since YouTube is not promoting my work enough. I'm having to take every route I can to get around what's holding me back on YouTube itself. That's why I'm advertising elsewhere. So what I do is a work of art. And I mean it completely. It is art. My Morrowind videos have over 75,000 words written down there. That's a small book. I don't even know half of what I'll encounter as I go through the games, let alone how my character will react and feel about all of it. I respond as each video goes by, mostly in the intros, but there's times for the videos where I have to stop and put my thoughts, state my thoughts, my character's thoughts. A person of less integrity would not even be mentioning the comment thing. It's happened to 4 people since late 2019, or was it January of 2020? No, it's 3 people. Just 3. So, I'm saying this to be honest about what's happening and about my situation with continuing on. As I said, Discord allows anyone to bypass what's happening with the comment issue. On the other hand, I have 2 commenters who have never run into this problem. One from pretty much the first year I started, and he's still here commenting without issue. He's made a lot of comments over the years. Another fellow has commented a lot since the last few months of 2020 when he joined or subscribed last year. He's made it to the #1 commenter, actually. So he's had no problems. So leave your opinions in the comment section below. Do not, and I mean do not, forget to hit that like button. For hell, even the dislike button, it helps to elevate me in the dreaded YouTube algorithm. So please join my channel. It is necessary. It's on the top right hand corner of my channel page, right under my banner, and next to the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and my Q&A is coming up next.